Hello everyone, Curious Corduroy here, and today we are going to be playing through the latest chapter of the Final Fantasy VII Campaign within Ever Crisis, Chapter 11, titled Cloud Disappears. We're also going to briefly touch on the death of physical media, which really sucks. Alright, before we get things started, just some ground rules here. If you are somebody who is new to the Final Fantasy VII universe, maybe you started with Remake, you played Rebirth, and you're really looking forward to Revelation, but you never played the original. This video is going to have a ton of story spoilers that pertain to what's going to happen within Revelation. Now granted, things play out a little differently in the Remake series compared to the original FF7, which this campaign in Ever Crisis follows the OG PlayStation 1 story pretty closely. So if you don't want to get spoiled on anything, maybe click away from the video. Or, better yet, mute the video, click the like button, and then walk away for a little bit. That helps me out a ton. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there as to not spoil some really big stuff that is coming up in the story of FF7. So before we jump into the game, I very briefly want to talk about the really bummer news that hit this morning. I'm currently recording this video on a Wednesday night, so Wednesday morning, Sony gave everyone the bad news that starting in January of 2028, they will no longer be making physical discs for their games, which really sucks. And that means that everything purchased moving forward is going to be digital. They might even pull a Rockstar when it comes to the physical versions of their games by having a box in store that contains a piece of paper that has a code that you then take home and redeem on the PlayStation Store. Now, some of you out there might be like, well, that doesn't really bother me. I buy all my stuff digital anyways. That's okay. But there are still a lot of people that like to buy physical media because you actually own the physical media, which is really, really nice. And while you might buy your stuff digital anyway, I think the bigger implications here are what's really worrisome. These companies and corporations are now telling us how we can buy games and where we can buy them. It takes away the choice from the consumer, which really sucks. And on top of that, when you buy something digital, you don't own it. You're essentially buying a license to use the digital item within perpetuity. However, these corporations are now defining what perpetuity means to them. And Sony just recently deleted a whole bunch of movies from people's digital archives, which sucks. So we're in a position now where you could buy a game or a movie and 5 years from now, maybe even less, you don't own it, or that version you have is now changed for something different, which really sucks, man. And granted, this is something that we all knew was coming eventually. I just don't think we knew it was going to happen this fast. Because the way that trends are going, yeah, a lot more people just buy their things digital now instead of physical, but still, there are a lot of people that like to buy those discs and actually own their games. So the whole thing just really sucks, and it's a bummer, but I bring it up because we're potentially now in a timeline where Final Fantasy VII Revelation is the last big Final Fantasy to have a proper physical release. A case, a disc, and some adverts or a manual inside of that container. Although there is still Kingdom Hearts 4, that game is a toss-up. We have no idea when that's coming out. Could release in 2027. If it does, it will have a disc. If it's in 2028, then the only physical version you're probably going to be able to get is the Switch 2 version, which has the game keycard, which granted isn't technically the full game either. You still have to put the keycard into your Switch 2 and then connect to a server and then download information to actually play the game. So I have a feeling that a lot of these big games that come out next year are probably going to become very rare and very sought after. So maybe when Revelation comes out, wouldn't hurt to buy 2 copies. One to keep and play, and the other that will just maybe increase in value. So the whole thing just really sucks, man. These corporations are just doing some really crappy stuff and taking away a lot of the choice from the consumer and preventing us from actually owning our stuff. And the implications from there are even crazier because we could enter a world where we own nothing. Information is now hard to find. texts are hard to find. News is now hard to find. It's not good. It really sucks, but you know, there's not much we can do about that now. It also raises questions about the PlayStation 6, because now I'm thinking the PlayStation 6 will ship like a PS5 Pro, meaning there's no disk drive there. And we don't even know if the PlayStation 6 is going to be capable of using a disk drive. And for all we know, that thing's going to cost like $1,000, which, if it is, I think I'm good with my PS5 for now, because that is a ton of money. But I'd be very curious to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you somebody who's like, yeah, it doesn't really affect me, I buy everything digital anyway? Or are you someone who likes to have a physical library where you actually own the thing that you use your hard-earned money to purchase? All right, with that bummer news out of the way, let's jump into Chapter 11 of the FF7 campaign. Within Ever Crisis, Cloud disappears. Section 1, The Lost Childhood Friend, where the Lifestream leads. I almost read that as fiend. Fiend slain, friend slain. I will be reading everything out loud too, so pardon the water breaks. Oh yeah, that Mideel music, there we go. The place where the Lifestream pours out into the world. Mideel. This is where Cloud's companions discover he may be and begin to make their way there. Upon hearing from a local resident that someone matching Cloud's description was seen at the town clinic, Tifa races there in anticipation. Oh, I was expecting the music to and start over. Here's the clinic. Cloud. Oh, I'm sorry, but I heard that a friend of mine was being taken care of here. A friend? Oh yeah, that young fellow. Don't worry, your friend is next door. But I'm afraid his condition is... here? Thank you. Cloud. Oh, Cloud. I'm so glad you're safe. Yeah. That's how I feel in the morning. What's wrong? Cloud. Mako poisoning. Quite an advanced case. It appears this young man's been exposed to a high level of Mako energy for a long period of time. He probably has no idea who or where he is now. I'm quite certain he can't even hear you. His mind is quite literally miles away from us. Doctor! That's bad. Cloud. Perhaps we should excuse ourselves. Why? What am I supposed to do? Please, Cloud, talk to me. Tell me you see me, that you can hear me. Tell me, please. I came this far believing it in the memories we have together. This isn't happening. This is too cruel. Oh, Cloud, The tears. Oh dang, that was quick. Power of the Lifestream. Party info does not exist. Okay, I'm actually gonna swap out Yuffie for Sid. Because canonically in this part of the game, Sid steps up quite a bit. Go ahead and recommend everyone here, and then we start. These chapters can be a little bit long. I think the last one came in at about an hour, so some can be short though. So, tell us the truth, Doc. You know about Cloud? Do you think he'll recover? I promise I'm trying to do a raspy low voice, not like a stereotypical voice. I'll say it again. He's got Mako poisoning. I've never seen a case this bad. An immense amount of Mako-drenched knowledge was put into his brain all at once. Mako-drenched knowledge. It's a mouthful. No normal human could have survived it. It's a miracle that he did. No wonder, after falling in the Lifestream and being washed up here. But remember, the light of hope can be found anywhere. Hope? I suppose you're right, Doc. I mean, at this point, hope's all we got. Yeah, and we've all got his back. He has to get better, right? But honestly, I have to wonder, do I really want him to come back? I mean, he may be nothing more than Sephiroth's shadow. Something wrong? No, nothing. Nothing at all. I can't do Scottish. Everyone, look. Monsters are attempting to enter the village. What? We better shut that down quick. What monsters are showing up? Boo-doo. Ooh, these big guys. The Levicrons. Oh, Vincent's gonna mess them up. Vincent with his ultimate weapon is so broken. He just gets an instant limit break. I can't wait to get my hands on Vincent and Sid in Revelation. They should give you more crystals for that. You okay? Yes. I'm sorry I had you all worried. And I have something I want to tell you all. It's where she decides to stay, right? Whoa, we're schmoving. I have no clue how long this is going to be. Tifa's decision. I wanted to talk to you all about Cloud. I want to be by his side. We know, darling. You don't have to explain yourself. Yeah, that's probably best. For Cloud, and for you. I'm sorry, everyone. At a time like this. No need to apologize. We'll come back again and check in on you, alright? Oh, and Tifa? I don't like asking this, but are you absolutely sure that this is your childhood friend, Cloud? And not just Sephiroth's shadow? Well, that's... No, I'm sure of it. Yeah, okay then. Sorry, but I had to ask. Yeah, everyone now is just so confused on what Cloud is. Alright then, let's all get back to the High Wind. Because at this point, Cloud has given Sephiroth the black materia, everything's gone to hell. He's not even there anymore, they don't know who he truly is. To combat Shinra. Now what are we gonna do? What can we do? What can we do? I thought about trying a Scottish accent for a second there. It's not gonna happen. Oh, I've got some news. Like what? You a spy? Yeah, that's already been covered. Both Gyahaha and Kyahaha are up to something. Oh, look at Yuffie just laying on red. Why don't we take a listen? Now, then, we are faced with two issues. 1. The destruction of Mideel. 2. The removal of the barrier around the North Cave and then defeating Sephiroth. Yeah, we already solved the first problem. Mideel will soon be smashed to bits. The plan has already been put into motion, namely, to collect huge materia from each region. Huge materia is a special high-density type materia made through a special compression process in Mako reactors. The energy extracted from it is 330 times the strength of normal materia. How about that? We will gather all the huge materia together and ram it into Mideel. That will cause a huge explosion, reducing Mideel literally to bits. That's not gonna work. We've already collected huge materia from most regions. All that's left is Corel and Fort Condor. I've already dispatched troops to Corel. Corel? What else can they do to Corel? And the huge materia? It's like a giant repository of the planet's knowledge. I almost said another word. If we were to make something like that collide with Mideel, the planet would lose so much of its precious energy. Mideel needs to be stopped, but we can't be sure that Shinra's method will work. We can't let Shinra get a hold of that huge materia. Besides, when Cloud gets back, I want to show him this huge materia. He's gonna be shocked. So if I understand what you're saying, even though you're always knocking him, you really want Cloud to return. Yeah, Cloud and Barrett's relationship is so great because they start off just button heads, but the more they get to know each other and the more that they go through, the more Barrett actually comes to care for Cloud and vice versa. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. Just shut your face. Every group's got to have a leader. I want to say that's me, but I've recently realized I'm not cut out to be one. So Sid, it's on you. Sid does not want that. This is the ship that's going to save the planet. And who runs it? You. That's why you're our new leader. No one else can do it. Man, that went straight to my heart. Well, all right then. I'll do it. Everyone follow me. Corral, here we come. That music usually triggers a copyright flag, but it was under 20 seconds, so we should be okay. Subsection 1, battle for the huge materia. Oh, we're going to actually do the battle stuff. Cool. Because Vincent's so OP, I'm going to replace him with someone else because he just obliterates people immediately. I don't use Kate a lot, so let's switch him in. Make sure he's got his best stuff. If we start struggling, I'll throw Vincent back in there. But normally the main story stuff isn't too hard. It gets more difficult with each chapter, but it's doable. I'm gonna have to grind. God damn it. Why would they make this so hard? I can see the Corel reactor. Shinra troops are loading the huge materia onto a train. Looks like we made it just in time. Let's get our hands on that big, juicy materia. There's a big problem. That train doesn't run right. If they get it to move, it's gonna go crashing into North Corel. We'll have to retake the huge materia before the train starts moving then. I can't read. All right, let's go. Let's focus on Kate. Dang, Sid! He just one-shotted both of them. Phew! Made it by the skin of our teeth. Damn, we almost had our lives upended again by Shinra. You stopped that train for us, didn't you? Thanks, Barrett. It's about all I can do for this place. Hey, you're welcome to come back here if you want. You mean that? Of course. You just saved us. I can't. Not right now. But I promise once I'm done with all I gotta do, I'll come back here with Marlene. Yeah, that's a great moment for Barrett, because when you go there initially, he's shunned. Thus, Barrett redeems his name in the hometown he left years ago. At the same time, Shinra is preparing an assault on Fort Condor, where one of the last remaining huge materia is kept. Yeah, this is a really good redemption for Barrett. When you initially go there, especially in Rebirth, it's brutal for Barrett. The people there hate him, but he never fights back. He never says anything because he feels that blame. He feels he deserves it because he was one of the few people like really cheering on Shinra coming into town and building the reactor. It's going to make things so much better, and it did until it didn't. The reactor exploded. Then everything went crazy. He lost his arm. He thought he lost Dyne. He lost his wife. I might have to edit this part of the video because the music. I can see Fort Condor. Looks like the battle's already begun. In order to acquire the huge materia, you supposedly need to eliminate the condor nesting in the area. The local residents have taken up arms to protect the condor from Shinra. Alright then, we'll just have to chase Shinra away and protect both the huge materia and the condors. All of you ready? Yeah, for whatever reason, the High Wind Takes the Skies is one of the few tracks that like triggers a copyright claim on the video. Jesus, Sid. Just one shot in everyone. Thank you for your help. We don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come. Don't mention it. And just to double check, you're sure that we can have this huge materia? What we wanted to protect was... Oh man, that's the condor? Look at the size of that thing. Yes, and she had just begun nursing chicks. We protected the huge materia, the condor's family, and the planet. You have our gratitude. Yeah, that condor is huge in Rebirth. I'm really excited to see how they handle the Fort Condor stuff in Revelation. Do they keep it kind of like the board game? Do they have us place the pieces on the field and then we get to go out there with our actual party and fight? That's going to be pretty cool. Main Section 2, Sealed Memory, the planet's roar. Sid and company secure the two huge materia, preventing them from falling into Shinra's hands. Shinra remains relatively inactive after this turn of events. Taking advantage of this, the group decides to revisit Mideel to check in on Cloud and Tifa. How's he doing? It's no use. He's not getting any better. I don't know what to do. What if Cloud just never recovers? What? They're coming. What did you say, Cloud? Damn it. What the hell is going on? God damn it, Dale. That would be a weapon. Oh, snap. Are we going to fight the weapon again? What's this? The Lifestream's gushing up to the surface from below. Damn, that's... Yep. This is bad. Sid, what's happening? Nothing. You stay inside with Cloud. But... Hey, don't worry about a thing. I ain't about to die that easily. Be careful. Okay, here I go. Watch this. I remember everyone saw the weapon in Ever Crisis and they're like, they ruined him. He's too small. They're gonna ruin him in the remake series too. It's like, Ever Crisis is a mobile game. You have to make the enemies smaller just for technical reasons. So yeah, he's tinier here because he has to be. He's still kind of big though. Alright, this is like my 80th try trying to beat Ultima Weapon. I had to break the story immersion and swap in Cloud. Because Cloud's my strongest character. So hopefully they can beat him. Otherwise I'm going to have to grind some levels, which is not fun. It's kind of funny with Sid in the party. We got his health down kind of low. Like... we got his health down to here, and he wiped us out, so I'm hoping with Cloud, because he's stronger, does more damage, maybe we can beat him. Because he's doing a lot of damage right now. Oh crap. Oh my god, heal guys, heal! Come on Cloud, clutch this, I need you to clutch this! Oh my god. Thank you, Jesus Christ! My ass has been sitting here for half an hour trying to beat this guy. I'm like, god dang it, I'm gonna have to go to Foz's channel, we're gonna have to finish on there. Why you stinking? You're gonna fly away now. Yeah, you bitch. Damn, just a little bit longer and I would have smashed that thing. Hell yeah, Barrett. Smash that ass. This is me right now. I'm so upset. The live stream seems to have stabilized too. Uh-oh. You gotta be kidding me. This is bad. The mainstream is kicking up. Something way bigger than the last one is on its way. It's no good. We have to get out of here. But Tifa and Cloud. Damn it. Worry about yourself first. Whoa. There's no time. Hurry. Oh, poor Red. It's easy to forget. Red's just a kid. Tifa, Cloud, get out of there. Yeah, poor Red. He's terrified. This is bad. The tremors are getting worse. Hold on a minute, Cloud. Doctor, shouldn't we move him somewhere else? It doesn't seem safe here. Yes, it may be safer to take refuge in a more wide open space. Don't you worry about a thing, Cloud. I'll see to it that you get somewhere safe. No, The structure can't take it. Hurry. We're coming. Ready, Cloud? Here we go. Based on that experience, I'm going to have to do some offline grinding for any future chapters, because holy shit, that was tough. Within memories. That guy just would not die. A sudden gush from the Lifestream erupts under Tifa and Cloud's feet, violently separating the two. Swallowed up by the rapid torrent, Tifa eventually loses consciousness. What? Where am I? What's happening? Where's Cloud? Cloud, where are you? Huh? What? Who? Wait a minute. I don't know anything about that. No. Stop it. Stay back. Dude, Brit's gonna kill it here. Somebody help. Please. Brit and Cody are gonna freaking demolish this whole scene. This whole sequence. Help me, Cloud. No. You gotta play the music. Yeah. Where am I? Cloud. This freaked me out as a kid. Seeing like huge Cloud up in the corner. I'm like, what the heck's going on? What is this? Is this the inside of your dreams? Or is it your subconscious? So what's really interesting here too is it looks a little different here in Ever Crisis, but this yellow crack here, in the original FF7, the crack you see in the sky, which is supposed to be this here, looks nearly identical to the crack that Cloud sees in the sky in Rebirth, which is pretty cool. You're searching, aren't you, Cloud? Searching for yourself. I'll help you. But where do we start? Yeah, so a lot of this is going to play out differently in Revelation. Like we've talked about how Tifa has already fallen into the Lifestream. She's already discovered like a big chunk of what happens here from when she was younger. Her and Cloud have a reconciliation. Cloud already knows who Zack is. He doesn't have a clear picture on who Zack is, but he remembers him. So a lot of stuff that is usually a big revelation in this section of the game has already happened. So it's going to change quite a bit. The gates of Nibelheim. 5 years ago, Sephiroth passed through these gates. And that's how it all started. It connects to Nibelheim. That's right. It's probably best to start from there. Let's go have a look, Cloud. My God, it's bright. Cloud, look. There's the water tower. And that's Gramps' Inn. The only truck in town. It's been here since we were little kids, right? This is the Nibelheim you remember, right? It's the same as my Nibelheim. That's why this place is our Nibelheim. "5 years ago, 2 men from Soldier came. Sephiroth and a young and vibrant operative. Can you tell me again what happened?" "I'm waiting, Cloud." Speak of the devil. "How does it feel?" 5 years ago, I saw the real Sephiroth for the first time. It's your first time back to your hometown in a long time, right? I wouldn't know because I don't have a hometown. What about your parents? So this is the great Sephiroth. My mother's name is Genova. She died right after she gave birth to me. My father. But to tell you the truth, I thought he was very cold. What does it matter? All right, let's go. I remember, I was already getting a bad feeling. No, Cloud. I've been hiding it for a long time because I was afraid that if I told you, something terrible might happen. But I'm not going to hide anything now. Yeah, this is a very big part of the story. A lot of people are like, why doesn't Tifa just tell Cloud? Because she's scared. She knows that if she keeps poking and prodding and tells him all of this stuff after he's been going through some really rough episodes and nearly trying to attack her. In the original game, he attacks Aerith. He's been doing some crazy stuff. She's afraid that he will break mentally. And unfortunately, he does end up breaking. So she is afraid to confront him because of that. But she's also someone who doesn't like confrontation. She's a people pleaser. So it's something that she just kind of keeps inside. You weren't here. Cloud, you didn't come to Nibelheim 5 years ago. I waited, but you never came. The 2 that were ordered to come here were Sephiroth and another person. All right, let's go. This was the big reveal in the original. It's like, who's this guy? He's got black hair. He's not Cloud. He's got the Buster Sword. What the heck's going on? You mean that soldier member who came with Sephiroth wasn't me? Wasn't Cloud? I can't say anymore. You have to find the answer yourself. Take your time, Cloud. Slowly, little by little, okay? That starry night at the water tower. And our promise that night. What if the memory was just a lie? Don't rush, Cloud. Don't answer too quickly. Just keep checking all those small emotions and it'll come back. Slowly, little by little. Right. Like the sky that night. The heavens were filled with stars. My God, it's so bright. Try and remember, Cloud. Right. I was wearing those clothes. That's you. You were so small then. And cute. Sephiroth once said that you made up those memories by listening to my stories. Did you imagine the sky? No, you remembered it. Yeah, and that calls back to the last episode where Sephiroth is like half telling the truth to Cloud of like, well, this is what actually happened. What you're remembering wasn't technically real. It's merged with stuff you heard to try and break him down further and further. But what he doesn't tell Cloud is that, yeah, those memories are actually real. Some of them, specifically the ones with Tifa, because he was real. He was a child. That night, the stars were just gorgeous. It was just you and I, talking to each other at the water tower. That's why I continued to believe that you were the real Cloud. And I still believe you're the Cloud from Nibelheim. But you don't believe it yourself. These memories aren't enough. Yeah, Cloud's mind is all jumbled up. It's a collection of actual real memories with stuff that he remembers Zack telling him. It's an amalgamation. Searching for memories. Searching for candidates. Cloud, what about your other memories? No, not memories. A memory is something that has to be consciously recalled, right? That's why there can be mistakes and changes. But that's different from a memory locked deep in your heart. That's something that can't be false. If you could just reach in and remember something like that. Just talk about something, anything. Tell me something that's really important to you. Like, for example, why did you want to join Soldier in the first place? I was devastated. I wanted to be noticed. I was devastated. I wanted to be noticed. Noticed? By who? By who? You know who. You, Tifa. That's who. You, Tifa. Me? Why? Tifa, did you forget about those days? I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? Damn. No, it's alright. You were having a hard time back then. You were so busy with your own things. It's only natural you don't remember me from back then. Back then? It's important to me. I hate to say it, but it's a very important memory. Do you want to see it? Come on, hurry. My vision is going to be so bad by the end of this. My room. It was my first time there. I only used to look up at it from outside. Cloud's coming. You think he wants to come in? Frickin' Emilio. Now that you mention it, I don't recall you ever being in my room. I don't recall ever playing with you either. My memory of you always starts with that starry night at the water tower. Tifa, you always used to be with this threesome. I used to think you were all stupid. What? You were also childish, laughing at every little stupid thing. But we were children back then. I know. I'm the one that was stupid. I wanted to play with you all, but I just didn't have the courage to ask. And later, I just began to think that I was different. That I wasn't like those immature kids. But then again, maybe. Just maybe, they would invite me in. I thought it might happen, so I just hung around. I was so bitter and weak. That night I called you out to the water tower. I thought that you wouldn't come. I thought that you hated me. I see. It was kind of sudden. I was surprised. It's true that we weren't that close. But after you left town, I really thought about you a lot. I wondered if you got into Soldier like you wanted. Thanks, Tifa. Tell him what you told me later. He'll probably be very happy. Sure. What happened on this day? Was it a special day? This was the day. That's the cool thing too, is she gets to speak to different versions of Cloud. The young Cloud in particular. Your mother. The day Mom died. I want to see Mom. I wonder if there's anything past those mountains. Mount Nebel is scary. Many people have died there. No one crosses that mountain alive. Frickin' Emilio. Your parents didn't love you. What about people who've died? Did my mom pass through that mountain? I'm going. Yeah, this has already happened in Rebirth. This huge moment, Tifa already remembers the truth. Because these kids plant the idea in Tifa's mind that she could see her mom again, and this whole route is so treacherous that they egg her on to keep going. But then they get cold feet, they leave her. The bridge collapsed, but Cloud's, he's still there. Like he truly cares about her. I think that's why we can all relate to Cloud, especially young Cloud, is we have people that we, develop feelings for and care for that they don't really quite feel the same way, but you still care about them. I don't remember how I got there. Your foot slipped and I ran frantically to help, but I didn't make it in time. And Cloud gets the blame. Both of us fell from the cliff. Cloud, why'd you bring Tifa to a place like this? What the hell's the matter with you? What if she had died? You were in a coma for 7 days. I thought you weren't going to make it. I kept thinking, if only I could have saved you. I was angry. Angry at my own weakness. Ever since then, I always felt that you blamed me. It was around then that I first heard about Sephiroth. If I became strong like Sephiroth, then maybe people will look at me differently. If I became strong, then Tifa would have to notice me. I'm sorry, Cloud. If I had only remembered what happened, I could have done something sooner. It's not your fault, Tifa. It's mine. But that was when we were 8. That's it. We found it. You weren't created 5 years ago. That memory, that childhood memory, it couldn't have been made up. Cloud, you've almost got it. Just a little more, and you'll find the real you. Let's go back to Nibelheim again. Yeah, this is where you learn, like, Cloud and Tifa as kids weren't really all that close. He had feelings for her and always wanted to hang around with them. It's this sequence in particular of them reliving those memories where they really bond and get close together. And of course, like, there's moments along the way leading up to this moment where they build a relationship too. We're closing in on the truth. Soon I'll have the answers I'm looking for. But that's the thing, that sequence has already occurred. Tifa falls into the Lifestream in Gongaga. She goes through all those memories on her own in the Lifestream. She gets spit back up by the weapon. And then her and Cloud eventually talk it out in Gongaga, which is like one of the best scenes in Rebirth, in my opinion, where they just are so vulnerable with each other and they learn the truth about what actually happened. None of it was Cloud's fault. And that's kind of like the crux of what Cloud is going to learn through the Lifestream sequence in this game, but also I think in the remake series is he's going to realize everything that happened, whether it was Tifa when they were younger, the death of Aerith, the death of Zack, the death of his mom, none of that is his fault. And he has to come to terms with that and accept it and hopefully grow from there. Cloud, wait, where are you going? The reactor. The Mako reactor from 5 years ago. This is also a cool twist in the remake series is Sephiroth, because he's showing up sooner and he's trying to break down Cloud faster and harder, uses this specific memory to make it look like Tifa was dead. So who's that Tifa you're traveling with? Oh, it's not you, Cloud. Zack. You remember. Cloud, he already remembers Zack now in the remake series. He, again, just doesn't quite know who Zack was, what Zack did. He thought Zack died. Which is not wrong, technically, just he dies later. That's right. It was Zack who came to Nibelheim with Sephiroth. Then, where were you, Cloud? Cloud, did you see it all? I saw everything. I'm getting chills already again, remembering this moment. This just blew me away when I played it as a kid. Everyone who played it like was blown away at this reveal in particular of what actually happened. It's fantastic storytelling. Sure. Who are you? Mom, Tifa, the town. Give them back. I respected you. I admired you. Cloud? So that was you. It's done a little different in the original game because the music syncs up with the dialogue boxes to hit at the right time. Because I remember, I think in that moment when he takes the helmet off for the first time, there's this big crescendo of music. You were there with me. You were watching over me. That's the thing I love too about Cloud and Tifa's relationship is I think we all kind of maybe have those, well, maybe sometimes we have those people who were friends when we were younger or like we wanted to be friends with them. We were just kind of acquaintances, but then later in life you find them again and reconnect. It's kind of like that. Yeah, I remember now. Wow. So it was you all along. Hey Cloud, if you're feeling sick, why don't you just take the helmet off? Yeah. Yeah, this is me. I never made it to Soldier. I had bolted out of town swearing that I would make it in, but I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to see anybody. That's why Cloud's so damn relatable. He wants to be noticed, he wants to be perceived as strong, he wants to make something of himself, and he fails and he gets embarrassed, and he feels ashamed. We can all relate to that. Oh, hang on, forgot my helmet. How does it feel? It's your first time back to your hometown in a long time, right? It's this music that plays in the original, that crescendo hits when you reveal the truth. You came for me. You kept your promise. That's the cool thing too, is like Cloud wants to be a soldier, he wants to impress Tifa, he wants to be able to protect her, and even though he thinks he fails in a roundabout way, he does fulfill that wish of being there to help her out when she needs it. You really did come when I was in trouble. He just does it in a way that he doesn't foresee. Sorry, I didn't get there fast enough. It's all right, Cloud. How dare you? And this is where Sephiroth's beef with Cloud is formed, because he's like, this dude, this infantryman comes out of nowhere and takes me out. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Cloud, finish Sephiroth off. Sephiroth. Cool. Don't push your luck. Ah. The stab in Advent Children is a callback to this. This is what surprises him. It can't be. This lowly infantryman gets stabbed, but manages to take out Sephiroth. He does not forget this. Because up until that point, Cloud doesn't really mean much to Sephiroth. He's just an infantryman. The relationship is mostly between Sephiroth and Zack, but because of this one moment, that's when Sephiroth's like, all right, this little bitch, I'm gonna be his #1 hater. Player Hater of the Year. The Year award goes to Sephiroth. Cloud. I have to say goodbye now, Tifa, so that way we can meet again. Cool sound. Yeah, and it just makes me wonder, how do they do the live stream sequence in Revelation then? Because a lot of these big key moments and reveals have already been done to a degree. So now it's really about Cloud learning the full truth about Zack and coming to terms with what happened to Aerith. Because he blocks out everything, you know? And Professor Noctis has a really great video talking about grief and, you know, being able to think about the things we wish we could have done when we lose someone or something. Beautiful video. I'll leave a link in the description if you haven't watched his video yet. It's really well done. But I think in that sequence, you know, that's vital. Cloud. Ah. Tifa. Oh, Cloud. It's really you, isn't it? Yeah, it's me, Tifa. We finally meet again. You stupid jerk. You had us worried sick. Cloud, are you alright? The voices, they're voices. That's right. I almost forgot. We're in the live stream, aren't we? Let's go back, Cloud. Back to everyone. Yeah. Come on, Tifa. Let's go home. Yeah, so the revelations in Revelation in this part are going to be so cool. Just to see like all the new stuff that they add. Waking from the fantasy. The Final Fantasy. But yeah, I think Cloud coming to terms with Aerith's death is going to be a very big moment in the live stream sequence in Revelation. She's dead. You relive the moment she dies, her actual burial. You see it all in full, I think. He learns the truth about Zack. He learns to forgive himself, kind of hopefully skirting the Advent Children depression and survivor's guilt that he goes through, which makes sense in that movie for Cloud to feel the way he does. Hey, Tifa, can you hear me? Barret, we made it back, didn't we? Cloud. Is Cloud here? Is he alright? Yeah, he's fine. Don't worry. He's a tough one. Barret, when I was in the live stream, I found the real Cloud. Actually, no, it wasn't me who found him. It was Cloud who found himself, on his own. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have doubted him. People keep so many things pent up inside themselves. And at the same time, they also forget so many things. Strange, isn't it? Hey, Tifa, stay with me. Tifa! Everyone, I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say. It's alright, Cloud. You've been apologizing all day. I never was in Soldier. I made up the stories that I told you about the events of 5 years ago. My being in Soldier was just an illusion I drew up in my head. He actually did believe it, though. I left my hometown blustering about finding glory, and I couldn't even make it into Soldier. I was so ashamed of my own weakness, and after I heard the stories from my soldier friend Zach, I created an illusion of myself, where my own life was fused together with his. And that was the person I was portraying. Illusion, huh? You were pretty damn tough for an illusion, I'd say. My physical makeup and abilities aren't that different from an actual soldier member. Hojo's Sephiroth copy project isn't some amazing new concept. He just used the same process that's used to create soldier members. See, soldier members aren't just exposed to Mako energy. Their bodies are actually injected with Genova cells. For better or worse, those of strong body and mind will become soldier. They won't be affected by the Genova reunion. But those that are weak, like me, will easily lose themselves. The combination of Genova's cells, Sephiroth's strong will, and my own weakness is what created the person standing before you. The man you all know, that's Cloud. I've been living inside an illusion of my own creation. But I've grown tired of illusions. I need to live in reality. My reality. Call back to the remake series, different realities, what's real and what isn't, what's an illusion in someone's head. It's because of me that Mideel is hurling toward this planet. That's why I have to do everything in my power to stop it. Good. Then that means you're gonna keep fighting, right? There's no getting off this train. There's no getting off this train. There's no getting off this train. Well then, we should get started right away. There's reports that Shinra is transporting the huge materia they've gathered to Rocket Town. We can't let Shinra use those materia. Let's take them back. To Rocket Town then. The little flips from Red. Whew. That was a long chapter. I didn't expect to spend the middle portion trying to grind to beat Ultima Weapon, who was kicking my ass. Yeah, so that is like the big part of FF7's story, is finding out the truth of who Cloud is. He wasn't this guy who made it into Soldier. He didn't do all these crazy things. He isn't who he portrays himself to be. He doesn't do it on purpose. It's a subconscious thing because was in that Mako tank struggling with Mako poisoning. He has the Genova cells inside of him. He was in that coma. So he creates a version of himself in those memories that he learned from Zach by listening to him. And he creates the Cloud that, we all thought was the real Cloud. And that's what makes that Lifestream sequence so great, is you find the real Cloud. And after that, there's like a weight that's lifted off his shoulders, but it also feels like there's a weight lifted off of your shoulders as the player, because you now know who Cloud actually is. And the party is so happy to have him back, and you get to see the real him. It's such a cool moment, and that's what makes Cloud as a character so relatable, is that we all are people who at some point want to prove ourselves. We want to make something of ourselves. We want to be noticed by certain people. And sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we don't succeed at that. And that's fine. And for Cloud, he's so ashamed of that. And when he comes to the reconciliation moment in the Lifestream sequence, he learns it's okay to be who he is. It's okay that he didn't make it in the Soldier, because he was there when it really counted. When they really needed him, he was the only one who was able to actually stop Sephiroth. He was there to help Tifa. He, stood by Zach. So he's such a relatable character. You know, the theme of self-identity is so big in FF7, and I think that's why it hits for so many people, is because we can all relate to Cloud. We can relate to the entire, you know, cast, I would say, but Cloud in particular is one of the ones who is super relatable. And to have a game and a character that put mental health really at the forefront, it wasn't really done before at the time. So that big reveal moment where he takes off the helmet and the music hits that crescendo and you're like, oh, Cloud was there, but not as we thought he was. It's super cool. And again, it just kind of raises the question of, well, how do they do it in Revelation? Because Hamaguchi has already talked about how, yeah, like Cloud will learn things about himself, how it pertains to Zack and Aerith. So just to kind of give a quick little rundown, so to speak. Oh, I forgot about Demon Gate, Genova Life. I think I can do some of these as like background battles. Because Cloud, again, remembers Zack. That's a very big thing that's different in the remake series. But in his vision, he's like, oh, wait, Zack dies. That's what he thinks happens. So the Zack stuff is still pertinent to Revelation's story. It's just going to be a little different because Cloud remembers him, but he's going to learn the truth of who Zack actually was, what actually went down at Nibelheim. And then the Aerith stuff, again, I truly think that in Revelation, that's when Cloud learns the full truth of what happened to Aerith, because he blocks all that stuff out. During the credits of Rebirth specifically, you see all of the memories Cloud has, and then when it gets to the Forgotten Capital and the death of Aerith, it's a black spot. There's nothing there. They purposely leave that blank. So that's when I think he'll learn what actually happens. He puts his mind back together, becomes the real Cloud, and learns what happens to Aerith, and he has to come to accept it. He also has to come to accept that it's not his fault. What happened to Zack, Aerith, his mom, Nibelheim, Tifa, none of that is his fault. And he can hopefully become the real Cloud. And, you know, skirt the whole Advent Children story arc where he still struggles with the trauma and the survivor's guilt, which is normal. Grief is not linear. It hits at different moments. You think you've made progress, but then you kind of fall back. So how Cloud is portrayed in that movie, I think, is fine. You know, it makes sense for the character in that story. So, but I think the whole point is to combine all that stuff into the remake series and deal with it there, so that way Revelation rather can end. You beat Sephiroth for real. Genova's gone. Cloud is able to heal and start his healing journey rather, and then everyone kind of just lives. Unfortunately, no Aerith, no Zack, but that's kind of like how it ends in the originals. So yeah, it's just cool to relive the Lifestream stuff because it's such a big moment in that game, in the original FF7, and when everyone gets to that moment, it's like, what? This is what actually happened? Like, you gotta be kidding me. But then it also creates a really cool moment in the story where you get to spend time with the real Cloud, and the real personality gets to come through. So I'm excited to hear all of that. I'm excited to hear Britt and Cody's performance in the Lifestream sequence. I'm excited to hear Cody's take on Cloud post Lifestream, who is his actual self now, to hear if there's any like subtle changes in the performance. So that's really cool. This is a longer video. Again, some of this will be cut down because I had to try so many times to beat Ultima Weapon. And it wasn't until I swapped Cloud in, he got that clutch kill at the very end, that we were able to actually defeat him. So it's just a reminder of why FF7 is so great. The original, the remake series. It's a story about life, loss, grief, coming to accept the grief, but not letting the grief control you or shape who you become. Some really beautiful, poignant life lessons you can learn from these games. And again, I'll leave a link to Professor Noctis' video in the comments, or in the description down below. He put out this really wonderful video talking about grief after losing his dog Fisher, and how he looks at Rebirth differently now. And after watching his video, I'm like, I'm looking at Rebirth differently now because of the perspective that he offered to the viewer. Wonderful video. So this was the video. Sorry for my voice. I'm losing my voice. I'm very tired today. I did a lot today, so I'm kind of tired, but the voices thing is not always perfect. I tried something different. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below of this chapter of Ever Crisis with the Lifestream sequence. How do you think it's going to play out differently in Revelation? Because again, some of the big key moments have already happened. So what new stuff do you think you're going to see in there pertaining to Zack, Cloud, other memories, Aerith? Let me know in the comments down below. I am Curious Corduroy. I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.